folks. It's me, Manic Mark, coming to you from the underground bunker system, located under the Art Villa, found somewhere in the jungles of the Midwest. That's right, today I'm coming to you with another installment of the process of discovering what I don't know. That's right, and I think that shortly I need to do a video where I talk about something good that actually happened in my life. Man, gotta focus on something else, you know, like other than this woe and misery. Gotta perk it up from here on out, okay? But not today, okay. Today it's Gun Justice in Grade School Day. That's the painting of the day. Gun Justice in Grade School, and this is, it has to do when I grew up, you know, there were like, I'm just going to say there were two kids, and they were evil children, and everybody knew who they were, the teachers, and I, you know, when I was a kid, I couldn't understand why they just, adults would, you know, protect children and just get rid of these kids. I didn't care how they did it, just get rid of them. I don't have any solution for that, but all I know is that having the kids that are in class that for years on end destroy the experience, learning experience for students and the teaching experience for teachers, they don't need to be there. You know, they need to be somewhere else. I don't have the solution. Apparently no one does, because we just keep this system. It's worse than ever. I'm like the Wayback Machine. I'm going back to the 60s. With that bit of woe and misery aside, I'm thinking, well, you know, if the teachers weren't allowed to do anything, the parents wouldn't do anything, and the state, of course, is not interested in doing anything, then, you know, maybe we should have allowed, you know, grade schoolers to carry weapons. You know, at least then the evil children would, more likely than not, you know, have to think twice, because even though there'd be like 20, it'd be like the one evil child and the pack of evil child followers, and then that evil child would go up and threaten the other child, he would have to think for a moment, well, you know, I could, you know, the good child could pull on me and something on me, and then I would be, you know, all these 10 people wouldn't be enough to save me. So, you know, evil kids are smart. They can figure out that they ought to be careful if, you know, other children in school are packing. I know we've had some issues in past years, but think about that. You know, if these evil kids knew that other kids in the classroom were packing, then they'd be like, well, you know, my Uzi with 30 rounds in it ain't going to be enough to stop the whole school. And maybe I should think twice about this. I know, this is just fanciful craziness, and I'm not advocating this. But I thought, well, in my fantasy, when I was a kid and I could have carried in school, what would I carry? Well, I would probably have carried a 45 and a 38, cross-draw holsters. And why a 45? Well, you know, as a kid, you probably just want to carry the biggest gun you could carry just because, right? But at 10 or 12 years old, I'd probably have a hard time holding it down. So I'd have a 38, which I could probably hold down as a backup. And there's the arch villain child who's got holes blown in him, and saying, "This is horrible. This is why I haven't even seen anything like this." Well, I'm telling you that if the superhero gun-toting child had poked a few holes in the evil villain child, that the teachers that night would have gone home and danced the happy dance. That's right, because I saw one woman, because of this little piece of shit, break down and cry in class. One older woman, you know, God knows, just trying to get by, lucky to have a job. Think about it, you know, when you get older, you understand that. And it would have only taken the state to, like, take these kids out in the field somewhere and just leave them swinging in the wind. I'm not advocating that here. It's just that something had to be done, should have been done, and it hasn't been done. And here we are, you know. What? Do I have anything else? Do I have anything funny to say? No. Should I play some funny music?
All we do is give thanks that it isn't our child when we read the scare headline that some kids have gone wild.
So, man, today I feel like pouring concrete, but I really shouldn't, because I've got the thing, and the mystery thing, and
selling grass in schoolyards. Blame it on the kids. Unwed mothers from broken homes. Blame it on the kids.
Let's have some fanfare. Fanfare. That's right. Manic Mark actually has some paying work coming up in a month, and he'll be gone for a couple of weeks on salary.
Riot at the draft board. Blame it on the kids. Old drunk beats his wife up. Why not? Blame it on his kids.
Medical mystery clears up.
Blame the kids for acid. Blame the kids for pot. Define the word disaster. Some kid, like as not. Blame the kids for hippies and for bummer trips and for dropping out and turning on and on and on and on.
My parents are pretty much to blame for this thing, you know. They don't give you, they tell you things, but they don't put it into context. So if your parents say it's better to tell the truth, well, it might serve their purposes if you tell the truth, you know. That may be actually a good thing, because then they, you know, if they were an intelligent thinking person, could analyze what you're going through and respond in a way that would help the child navigate through life, right? But if they just tell you, tell the truth, then what do? You go to school and the evil child says, you don't like me, do you? And you just look at them and without any malice or, you know, intent to anger the child, you just say, well, no, just, and then they try to hit you in the head with a rock.
Blame the kids. Why not? Blame the kids.
It happens, because how many people do you know that are parents are hardly more than children themselves? That's why I don't have children, because I'm hardly more than a child myself. So I had to deal with that. And the evil kid was evil for years and years and years. Years and years and years. I knew every way home from school except the direct way, as an attempt to foil, you know, this kid for beating the shit out of me. And say, well, wow, why didn't you stand up for yourself? Ah, parental lesson number 2. Just because you think violence is not a good thing, you should, and you tell that to your child, you should probably put it into context, which is, yeah, you know, I guess if you can run away and avoid, you know, an idiot like this, that's a good idea. But in certain instances, just, you know, for the sake of your ego for the rest of your life, you need to tell your kid just to go out of his mind crazy and take an ass whooping or whoop some ass.
They go to school each morning and each learns what he can on our overcrowded double-session too few teachers plan.
For blowing holes in Charlie, who, by the way, Charlie was shot in some kind of thing, you know, in his early 40s, some, you know, bad doings. So the karma came back and took vengeance on him. I don't know if the person's name was Karma, but I'm just guessing.
So how come we keep hearing that our youth is gone to hell? Who is so afraid of them that we hear this big lie? Who is so afraid of youth, my...
And I'm not suggesting that a child should be able to carry, like, you know, an AKM or an AR-15, or, you know, maybe a pump shotgun would be good, because that's a good defensive weapon. But high-powered rifles, basically, I don't think you could even get them into the locker or a shotgun. So probably handguns the best thing. So I advocate carrying handguns.
My friend, it's you and I. They scare us with their questions, with what they want to know. Our answers aren't gospel just because we say it's so. They know the mess we made of things, and how can we deny it? They search for their solution, though they know we'll never try it.